The astronomical and astrological Venus. Venus is a solid rock planet. Well, wrong. Venus is a rock planet. It's not like the gas giant. It's made from rock. Venus has some very unusual attributes. Venus has always been seen as a beneficial influence in astrology, and until very, very recently, there's been very little known about it apart from legendary mythology. It's only since the advent of space satellites that we've been able to get and see what Venus is actually like from an astronomical level. For a start off, it used to have an atmosphere, but that boiled away. There was some type of massive global warming which stripped it of its atmosphere, just leaving it with this kind of really heavy carbon dioxide atmosphere which reflects so heavily from the sun the light of Venus and keeps all the heat within. So on the outside, it appears to be a shining white light, when, especially with the sun's light reflecting off of its cloudy atmosphere. And that's why we see it as so bright, far brighter than any other object in the sky when it's at its highest, either as the evening star or the morning star, apart from the moon. But Venus, underneath those clouds, is a horrible place. Every period, I think it's every 5,000 years, something like this, there's an ongoing swallowing of itself. It is molten inside, and the molten core is very close to the surface. The surface is very tenuous, so periodically the surface is consumed by volcanoes and magma lakes, and it's swallowed, and then the new magma forms a hard surface and becomes Venus. It's in a very formative, and it's a horrible place. No human could possibly live there. And yet Venus has been known as one of the greatest beneficial influences in astrology since the dawn of time. Indeed, Venus's retrograde pattern is a well-documented thing. Venus, when observed over a 8-year period, Venus has been noted to go retrograde 5 times in 8 years. And when those points where Venus goes retrograde on its orbit around the sun, when those 5 points are plotted and then looked at from above, those 5 points over every 8 years form an almost precise pentagon stroke pentagram, 5-pointed star. I believe the ancients knew this, which is why Venus has always been associated with the more feminine side of astrology, as Mars is the more masculine. Venus is what you want. It's what turns you on. It's what you appreciate and enjoy. It's what makes you feel good. It's about love and passion and romance. It's about food and money and protection and comfort, particularly. It's what makes you feel good about yourself. And of course, a lot depends on the nature of the sign that Venus is in when the individual is born as to what their particular tastes are. Venus in an earth sign will be much more materialistic, whereas Venus in an air sign will be much more aesthetic or intellectual as to what it is that actually makes them feel good about themselves and what they look for in others. The house of the zodiac that Venus is in your horoscope shows the area of day-to-day life that you put into the outside world, the idea of magnetizing something positive or something growthful towards yourself. It's where you sort of see the outside, it's where people in the outside world see you as someone who's of value and worth. And of course, the aspects to Venus show your capacity, show your value systems, basically. For example, a lot of strong squares or oppositions to your Venus will always bring conflicting and changing value systems as you get older, whereas a lot of trines and sextiles to your Venus will bring a much more consensual and easygoing approach to value system, which generally stays the same over much of your life. Venus sometimes is the morning star, sometimes the evening star, never far away from either sunrise or sunset. You will never see Venus directly overhead. It cannot. It is too close to the sun for this. Over the years, with the development of astrology and its emergence into other asteroids and other points, the idea of Venus and relationship has become less significant. Venus is now more connected with value, worth, whether it's your self-worth or worth with other or others. It's what you appreciate and enjoy. So, go and have a look at your Venus, and if it's in a nice place and you feel like indulging yourself, go and treat yourself. After all, that's what Venus is for. Catch you later.